good morning. Today we are going to do Sagittarius Ascendant and the fifth house. The fifth house of the Sagittarius Ascendant falls in Aries. Aries is a fiery, movable sign and it is the first house of the Kala Purusha. Being a fiery, movable sign, the qualities of Aries is embedded into the fifth house Karatatvas. That means to say the fifth house Karatatvas of emotions, children, education, which are the main focus today in our class, will be taken over by Aries qualities of being fiery and by being movable. And Mars being a short-tempered planet, and and the ram being a ram per se for the symbol. Now, when we explain this, how do I explain this and convert it to a fifth house Karatattva? The conversion is very simple. The Sagittarius natives, if you have had any friends who are in the Sagittarius natives, or ascendant is in Sagittarius. Ascendant is the point where in the eastern horizon when the sun is in that zodiac. Ascendant is a point in the eastern horizon when the sun is in that zodiac. That is called an ascendant. The fifth house is calculated or counted from ascendant Sagittarius. So Sagittarius 1, Makara 2, Capricorn 2, Aquarius 3, Pisces 4, Aries 5. So fifth house will go to Aries. The qualities of the fifth house will be a short-tempered native. The fifth house quality is a short-tempered native. The fifth house quality is to first attack because it is a ram, and then ask questions: what, why, who, where, when. Right? Yet, the Sagittarius natives are one of those natives who will forgive and forget very quickly. They don't carry any grudges. They are extremely happy arguing with a point. It doesn't matter whether the point is right, wrong, or whatever. They want to argue for the sake of arguing. This is the Sagittarius natives' emotional quality. When it comes to education, the Sagittarius natives have definitely an schooling certification and a pre-university certification as far as the Indian standards go. Because that falls in the fourth house Karatattva, the fourth house is Pisces and Jupiter is the Lord. Irrespective of where Jupiter is placed, the parent or the mother will see to it that her child completes an SSLC and a pre-university degree. When it comes to the college degree, at that time the fifth house gets into activation. When the fifth house gets into the activation, the Sagittarius natives will go with great enthusiasm to the college, but somehow they fizzle out. Maybe because they get bored or they feel they are wasting their time and they want to go ahead faster than the courses offered to them. Therefore, many of them incomplete their classes or has completed it later in life when they have realized that education and college education is necessary for them, right? The other thought process is if Jupiter happens to involve with the fifth house or the fifth lord, Such natives are excellent students and are excellent in their college classes. They will do extraordinarily well in education. They will be brilliant. Why we say that they will be brilliant? Because the fourth house is associated with Jupiter, irrespective of where Jupiter is placed. And the fifth house is associated with the fourth lord Jupiter. Fifth house or fifth lord is associated with the fourth house Jupiter. It's hands down, the native will definitely do it, right? Now, when it comes to Rahu and Ketu, wow, Rahu in Aries is super combination according to me, because Rahu, what's Shani? So Rahu is like Shani. What happens to Shani in Saturn in Aries? He becomes Necha. The Saturn is free because he is Necha. He is free of all the inhibitions that he has to do. He has to be protective. He has to, follow the system. He is a system follower. He is what you call it, a person who will, be very dedicated. Saturn is a dedicated person. Saturn is a perseverance person. Now Rahu loses all those inhibitions. All these inhibitions are gone in Rahu because Saturn has become Necha. So Saturn is a lord of Rahu. If Rahu is placed in Aries, that means to say indirectly the dispositor is Saturn, lord is Saturn, Saturn is placed in Aries. Therefore, what happens? The native becomes fearless, absolutely fearless. They don't have the meaning of the word fear, or they don't know the meaning of the word fear, and they go about haywire, and they are beautiful people to be associated with because they don't have any fear. They make great fighters, they make great daredevil acts they can do. When we see these aeroplane people or these helicopter people doing all kinds of stunts during the Republic Day and the Independence Day, and say, oh my, that is the quality of a Rahu in Sagittarius, or rather Rahu in Aries for a Sagittarius Lagna. Whereas Ketu gives them courage, because Ketu what's Kuja. Kuja is Mars. Ketu what's Kuja, or Ketu is like Mars. But there is one more extra quality in Ketu. Ketu is the binder of the Karatattva of the fifth house. Therefore, when it is a binder of the Karatattva of the fifth house, generally the natives' qualities of the fifth house of education, qualities of emotions, qualities of children is bound by Ketu or the life cycle. Therefore, Ketu is courageous, but is also what you call it, will take risks after doing all the calculations. Without harming himself, without harming others, he will take a risk, right? Now I have explained the quality of the fifth house for the Sagittarius Ascendant. I have explained the emotional pattern. I have explained the education pattern, and I have explained the Rahu Ketu. Now let us look how these things have influenced the chart. The chart tells us how well has these influences been. Now this was without putting any planets in the rashis or in the houses. This is with the planets. Now if you take this chart, this is a female chart, Sagittarius Lagna, and the fifth bhava. The fifth bhava or the fifth house is clear of any planet. No planet is posted in the fifth bhava. The fifth bhava is aspected by Venus from the 11th house. Then we have Rahu in Virgo, giving an influence to the fifth bhava. Right? No, Rahu is in Virgo, therefore he will not influence. Yes, Rahu is in Virgo, so he will not influence the fifth bhava. Rahu will influence only when the planets or the bhava is 5 or 9. So here the Rahu is not influencing the fifth bhava, right? Jupiter, who is the fourth lord, is aspecting the fifth lord Mars. The fifth lord Mars is posted in Scorpio, right? And Jupiter aspects the fifth lord Mars. The fifth lord Mars is conjoined with Sun, who is the ninth lord, and conjoined with Mercury, who is the 7th and the 10th lord. Therefore, Jupiter's influence is not only on the 5th lord Mars, but also on the 9th lord Sun and the 7th and the 10th lord Mercury, right? Therefore, when we look at the emotions of the native, since Jupiter is aspecting the fifth lord, he is also aspecting the fourth house. The native will have an even temperament. Since Venus is aspecting the fifth house, the native might become adamant at times, but she will definitely have the forgive and forget attitude. Right? She will be highly educated because the Jupiter, who is not only the natural benefic but also a functional benefic, and he is aspecting the fourth house and the fifth lord. The fourth house and the fifth lord. Since fourth house and the fifth lord is aspected by Jupiter, we can very well say that this native will be highly educated. Now, what subject will the native do is always a question with our students. Now, if you look at this chart, Venus is aspecting the fifth house. It's a benefic, soft planet. Ketu is placed in the fourth house, aspected by Jupiter, benefic, Jupiter, Ketu, soft planet. Jupiter aspects Mars. Mars is the only, Krura planet, malefic planet, or a planet of science education, but is aspected by Jupiter, a soft planet, and is associated with Sun and Mercury. Now, Sun and Mercury form a Buddha Aditya yoga, right? And Mars is a Trikona Lord associated with another Trikona Lord Sun, makes another yoga associated with the 7th house and the 10th house Trikendra, which is another yoga. I will do a class on yogas. I think we should do a class on yogas, right? Now, this combination will definitely give us a result as to the native's choice of education. It will not be pure sciences. It will not be pure sciences. Now, the other thought process is that Pisces is a house of treasure or treasury. It is considered to be the house of treasury from the Kala Purusha. And the first house of Aries is considered to be a commandant. So there is a commanding quality and there is a treasury quality, right? Jupiter aspects the treasury. Jupiter aspects the fifth lord, but not the fifth house. Therefore, we can say the native will take soft studies, probably in accountancy, because Pisces is being influenced, whereas Aries is influenced indirectly. Therefore, the thought process would be in finance person, accounts person, finance person, right? So this native will take up something to do with finance or something to do with accounts. She may take up finance for, future finance for what is going to happen and how much money do I need to keep away, and so on and so forth would be the subject which she would probably take, right? Because it's the commandant attitude in the Aries sign, right? Now, she will definitely complete her college with flying colors, and here the native, as I said, will take soft studies, even though she has the marks to take pure sciences, right? The next thing is, since all these planets are placed in the 12th house from the Lagna, very, very important to remember, all the planets are placed in the 12th house of Lagna. Therefore, there is a change. There is a change. So, even though she has the marks, she will change and go to accounts, auditing, and so on and so forth. But along with that, she will have a master's degree. Why will she have a master's degree? It is the fifth house lord associated with the ninth house lord, and since it is placed in the 12th house, the native will go abroad for master's degree, and all this is possible only if she gets the right dashas and she gets the right bhuktis. The Rashi is a promise in your chart. The dashas will tell us how much have I got from that, right? I have tried to give you a lot of information in this small video. If you're looking for more information and more better understanding, do contact me at g3astro@gmail.com and follow me at g3astro. Sign up for me or subscribe for me, like, share, and follow me. Thank you. Do leave a comment behind. Have a pleasant day. Gayatri.